Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. Happy Thursday, day like 18 in quarantine. I've truly lost count, but it doesn't matter because we're here to provide you with entertainment, with positivity, with radiance, with elegance and light.
As much as we can. I'm so fucking over this nonsense.
No, by the way, I'm over life in quarantine. I really miss life. Like, I miss drinking. Like, Ben's birthday's tomorrow, and it's really setting in how, like, he's not having a birthday. Like,
no, you shouldn't even, like, acknowledge that it's his birthday because I think
know.
it's too sad. You should just, like, postpone the day, deal with it later.
We have a Zoom happy hour planned. Like, I think that's the extent of the celebrations. I got some candles, but I went to the grocery store and couldn't find a cake. So I didn't get him a present either. So yeah, that's the status of the birthday. And just feel free to send him wishes because that stuff matters to him, you know?
I don't think there's anything sadder than a Zoom happy hour. And
oh my God, same.
And I just refuse to participate in
Well,
them.
you have to tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess when it's with, like, the Steens, then it's fun.
Well, it's going to be a big group
of
Ben's friends.
When I see other people's Zoom happy hours, I'm just like... You know who's always on a Zoom happy hour?
Margot.
The snitch.
Well, I've been on Zoom. I think branding it as a Zoom happy hour is really lame. Like,
but then when you're on it, you're like, oh, it really is nice to talk to everyone.
Yeah, and I've been on, like, Zoom, not happy hours, but, 9 o'clock, everyone's like, hey, want to get on Zoom, play a game, drink a little bit. Like, those are fun. But when they're organized by, like, your coworkers and it's at 5 o'clock branded as, like, a happy hour, branding is everything. And I think that that's lame. I would agree.
Yeah, so I guess I'll see you tomorrow night on Zoom happy hour. But you know what Zoom is pretty good for? It's good for recording an episode of The Redheads. Yesterday, we recorded our newest episode of The Redheads Book Club, talking about the latest book, Nothing to See Here. It was nice to get all the girls on the show. We obviously had to do it remotely because we are all social distancing and because Becky has corona. So if you want to hear about how she's doing, tune into The Redheads, just like a little
clickbait.
A little clickbait. But it was a fun episode, and you're able to hear all of us, and it's just a fun thing
How
to
was
do
the audio
to read
quality?
a book. Here's the thing. It's not great, but you can hear what we're saying.
No, I think in the age of corona, podcast listeners have severely lowered their standards when it comes to podcast
100%.
audio because everyone, aside from us, is recording remotely because they're not quarantined with their podcast partners.
Yeah, so it really wasn't so bad. And honestly, it was great to catch up with the girls. And even though we were recording a podcast, like, I guess we were technically on a Zoom happy hour. I didn't have a cocktail, but I did have a Diet Dr. Pepper and a dead fish at my feet.
God forbid.
Look, he just rolled over.
Did anyone else have a drink?
No, I mean, we were working.
You know what it
is? We're professional bitches.
I know Zoom happy hours are lame, but there's something about being on your computer with other people and having a drink that momentarily makes you forget that you're in your house alone. And the second that the Zoom ends and you're just, like, drunk in your house, like, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Like, when it's over and it's, like, time for bed and you have to go back to work tomorrow, like, that is so treacherous. It's enough to make you not get on the Zoom happy hour at all.
Yeah, I haven't experienced that, but that actually sounds really sad.
It's like when people just start dropping off, like, one by one, and then it's like 3 people left in the Gameless categories, 2 people left, and then you gotta go. It's so depressing.
Damn. Okay. Well, it hasn't gotten there for me yet. I still haven't had a drink in quarantine.
That's crazy.
I'm saving that sensation for, like, a really dark day, you know?
Yeah, it's coming.
But in the meantime, I've been reading so much. We do this thing on the Redheads where we talk about all the books that we've read in the past month, and, like, then I make a little cute social card with all the books and our ratings. And for mine this month, I had to make 2 cards because they didn't all fit on one card. And you know what? All the books I read, I didn't have any 5s. Like, they were all kind of shitty. So
that's sad.
That's so sad. But then Snitch chose her book. Next month
Colleen Hoover?
No, not Colleen Hoover. Renee Carlino. Next month is Snitch's Choice. So we're going to get, like, some good, like, rom-com YA vibes.
It's a true Snitch's choice.
It's a true Snitch's choice. So make sure you're catching up with the Redheads. I feel like joining a book club podcast is literally the best thing you could do during a quarantine. And, like, I'm so glad that we launched this before quarantine.
Yeah. Also, if you're looking for more content, there's a brand new episode of
Maternity Live.
It's super long. Olivia's doing a bunch of stuff on pregnancy in quarantine and corona, and she has a doctor come on answering, like, official questions about like the correlation between being pregnant and extra precautions you could be taking. So it's really every like hypochondriac's dream. So head over to Spotify and iTunes for that.
Yeah, there are so many questions around coronavirus and pregnancy, and we scratch the surface with Dr. Birx, but Olivia really goes beneath the surface. And I think it's a great episode. So head on over there. She's working OT on maternity leave.
By the way,
as we knew she would.
And there's really not else she like has to do besides like work from home. But yes, she really is giving it her all. And I think they're cultivating quite a community on the Maternity Livers Facebook group. If you're pregnant or you just like want to be a part of the podcast group, it's Maternity Livers, Livers. And yeah, there's tons of new episodes, new Mood with Lauren Elizabeth, new Margaret Josephs, new Snatchler. So tons of episodes to get you through the weekend because we are not doing an episode tomorrow. Jackie, I was going to take the day off and like try and plan something for Ben on Friday, so I preemptively took this Friday off, and then it turns out I couldn't plan.
It's because we were going to Vegas.
Yeah, but then I came back and I'm like, well, and then I was like, we'll do the show Friday, but then I'm like, you know what, let me try and, do something nice, and I legitimately couldn't figure out anything to do nice. Like, I couldn't even find a decoration store that was open, like no balloon saloon.
What if you get in the car and go for a nice drive?
Oh, you know what, that's actually a nice idea.
Right? Like, drive up the Hudson, a little Sully action.
Oh my God, that's a fabulous idea.
If it's a beautiful day like today, like, that sounds heavenly.
Oh my God, I love
Theo
that idea.
Can come.
Okay, by the way, done.
Yeah, that's a great place to quarantine in a car. And Ben actually has a car.
Yeah, okay, oh my God, that's a fabulous idea. Okay, so that's what I'm doing tomorrow. And then another programming update is that in the next couple weeks, we have decided to do shows only Monday, Wednesday, Friday for a multitude of reasons. One, there's like not enough news to report every single day. And,
mostly to limit the amount that we are going outside.
Right.
We're super, super careful and hyper aware and are meticulous in how we get to
the studio. We
We
both live like around the corner from here.
Right, without giving away too much about where we live. Yeah. We are so careful, but we just want to minimize the amount that we are exposing ourselves. And also, there's not that much to talk about every day. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that will give us enough time to watch terrible movies in the in-between.
Yes. Speaking of terrible movies.
I can't. I think I'm like angry today.
I'm angry.
Because I woke up on my own before my alarm this morning, an hour before my alarm, and I was just up. And I already decided I wasn't going to finish dinner for Shmucks. I stopped in the middle. But then I was up an hour before, and I knew that you finished it. And, like, I have to do my homework. I'm such a teacher's pet.
Yeah.
So I put it on, and it absolutely set me on the wrong foot for the day. It's the worst movie I ever saw.
Ever.
Everyone who participated in that movie, who made sure that it saw the light of day, needs to be arrested.
They should be ashamed.
No, they need to be arrested.
They are a disgrace to the art of acting.
They need to be arrested for stealing my time.
Yeah,
and my
heart,
joy.
and my patience.
I'm so angry.
We'll dive into it as well as give our assignment for the weekend, which I think we spoke about earlier. You guys are really going to like. And yeah, we just have Fast Five, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, and we have to recap Vanderpump Rules because I finally watched. Yeah, and I have a lot of thoughts.
Me too. I wrote them all down.
Great. Did the episode trigger you because it was all about pranking?
Why would that trigger me? Because I hate pranks.
You hate pranks.
I do hate pranks, but you know what? It's so funny. Like, my reaction to both the pranks was so different because, like, I like Jax and I hate Sandoval.
Right,
so, like, I honestly, I agreed with Jax. Like, what an annoying fucking prank. Like, we're adults. Like, someone has to clean that up. TPing the house. It's, like, it's just so immature. But then, like, Jackson Randall's prank was so next level, but I hate Tom Sandoval. So I'm like, yeah, get him.
Oh,
put him in the car.
No, totally. I agree. And you know what? I don't even think I'm being biased. Like, Tom's prank sucked. Jax and Randall are everything of the sort.
And then people's reactions to the prank. Brian Moylan, did you read his recap?
Yes.
It was, I think they're always fabulous, but to me, sometimes I can't really put to words like why something bothered me or why I think someone's acting insane, but he so poignantly describes it. And like even Ariana having like, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. When we recap at the end of the show. So before that,
let us get into the Fast Five stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
And that's true, Jackie. But, I feel like it's really important during these quarantine times to remind everyone about a sponsor called Talkspace. We all have something that we want to change about ourselves, whether it's spending too much time on social media or wanting to start a new hobby. But if you're like us, like most people, taking action can feel impossible without the right support. We're all busy. And sometimes you could think, I don't have the money for that, I don't have the time for that. But Talkspace Online Therapy is the most convenient and affordable way to make lasting change in your life with the support of a licensed therapist. Send your licensed therapist texts, audio, picture, or video messages from your phone or computer whenever you need to, even if it's on the way to work. You don't have to make appointments or deal with extra commutes. Everything happens within Talkspace's secure platform on your schedule. They match you with a licensed therapist based on your needs and preferences. They have thousands of licensed therapists trained in over 40 specialties. So if you have something specific you want to work on, they will find someone right for you. And I think in the age of quarantine, probably something people aren't able to do is go to sessions with their therapist. And whether you had a therapist before or after, I feel like now's the perfect time to get on Talkspace because it can be so isolating being in quarantine. And if you're quarantined with someone you don't like it can be super toxic, and having just an outlet is fabulous.
Fabulous.
Talkspace, they match you with advice and therapists. Once you're matched, you can begin therapy the same exact day. Many people think therapy is just about analyzing dreams or digging into painful memories, and that can be powerful. But it's also a great tool for developing coping skills, dealing with stress, and getting the accountability you need to achieve your goals. The bottom line is that life can be hard, and Talkspace wants to give more of us the support we need at a price we can afford. As a listener of this podcast, you can get $100 off your first month on Talkspace. To match with your perfect therapist, go to Talkspace.com or download the app. Make sure you use the code TOAST, T-O-A-S-T, to get $100 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's TOAST, T-O-A-S-T, and the link is Talkspace.com. Thank you, Talkspace, for sponsoring this episode.
Love it. Honestly, a really pertinent sponsor in these Corona times. Okay, first story of the day is the feud that absolutely no one asked for.
I'm sorry, no, correction, I definitely asked for it.
But you know what? Like, we are actually grateful for it because it's really the big story of the day. Two people whose name I never thought I would say in the same sentence, but I think are also neighbors.
You know, they're inextricably linked.
Mason Disick and Jeffree Star are going head-to-head after Mason called Jeffree Star spoiled AF as fuck, spoiled as fuck on his live.
Which I thought he got his Instagram taken away.
Yeah, I thought so too. I think they just like keep popping up. I saw Courtney did a live where she like explained that Mason never had an Instagram. He doesn't even have a phone, but he does have an iPad and a computer for school, and he made it himself a little Instagram.
How old is he?
Unclear.
Like, how old are kids now when they get their phones? I think I got a phone in the 4th grade, but I don't think I would have gotten it if it weren't for 9/11. Like, 9/11 made all these parents, like, give their kids phones just in case of an emergency.
I got mine in the 5th grade. That's when I'm going to give my kids phones.
Yeah, I think so, too. But what grade is Mason in?
You think I know?
And how old are you when you're in the 4th grade?
Well, you were 14.
No, I wasn't. When I was in the 4th grade, it was 2004. That's my little trick.
Okay, so you were 10.
Okay, I was 10. Oh, so you know what? Mason Disick might actually be in the 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a phone, Courtney said.
Mason Disick is either 30 years old or 3. Like, I can't decide.
He's literally Scott Disick.
And I just want to say, like, and everyone's parenting, and I'm not here to judge anyone's parenting, but I feel like when you restrict kids from being on social media when they obviously want to be on it, they like rebel and do fucking live streams talking about their family.
Yeah, it's crazy. But then Jeffree Star took to Twitter.
But he deleted it. I just have to say.
Just explain himself. He said, I had $500 in my bank account 6 years ago. Maybe he's confused with his own privilege versus mine being self-made. Hopefully his father can educate him soon.
He deleted it shortly thereafter because then when I went to go find it to screenshot and put on our Instagram. And if you're looking for a clip of Mason calling him spoiled, it's on our Instagram at The Morning Toast. And I couldn't find his tweet on Twitter, so we obviously deleted it because why is he beefing with the 12-year-old? Mm-hmm. But we can't talk about this without, addressing like the hypocrisy of literally like the face of spoiled children, Mason Disick, like the oldest Kardashian kid, like literally didn't last season he bite his nanny, like
Penelope did.
You know what I mean? Like and by the way, and they're rich, so it's not a big deal, but he's spoiled.
Yeah. No, it seems
he flies private.
It seems as though he doesn't know the definition of spoiled.
Yeah.
I think maybe what he meant, I think he doesn't know truly what spoiled means. And
I think he meant rich.
Yeah, like just extravagant AF.
Yeah, because why would Mason Disick, let's think of like the roadmap of people arguing between the Kardashian Jenners and the stars. Like Kylie and him don't really get along, but I don't think Mason was going to go on his live to defend Kylie's honor, No. Him and Kim like do have a good relationship.
I don't know how it even came up on his live, but I do think they all live in the same community. So I'm sure he like rides by Jeffree's house on his bicycle and he sees like all the spoiled things going on and he assumes that he's spoiled, but he doesn't realize like that he got those things for himself. No one gave them to him, which is, but I don't think he's old enough to understand like why being spoiled has, it doesn't just mean having things.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that there's a large misunderstanding here as to what the word spoiled means.
And I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's 10.
He's a kid. He's 12, actually. Now that I remember, I read a tweet. It said he was 12.
Okay, because he's 12.
Yeah, no, by the way, I don't think there was any bad intent here. I definitely agree. He 100% does not know the meaning of spoiled.
Yeah.
And I could see how just a kid would think spoiled is like, yes, glamorous, extravagant, extra, money, wealth. Totally.
Yeah. So
because if he knows what it means, the hypocrisy and the lack of self-awareness is just insane.
Yeah, it's startling AF.
Yeah, and his use of AF was also just like kind of weird.
Honestly, like I know he's totally like stepping out of bounds and doing these lives and popping off and like spilling family and trade secrets, but it's everything that we need during this time.
Of course. By the way, I need to follow him.
Yeah, but he's always like popping up on different like burner accounts.
Yeah, he has like different cell phones hidden under mattresses because Courtney keeps taking them away.
Yeah, so you'll always like miss the live, even though James Charles was commenting on it.
I know.
Weird.
Yeah, but
maybe like Mason's gonna get big into like the beauty guru community.
I don't know if anyone's going to be North.
Oh my God.
I can't have competition in the family.
I can't wait.
Oh, also new episode of Kardashians tonight and the premiere of Real Housewives of New York.
Right. I'm so excited. I guess we'll recap all of it on Monday.
Well, maybe we could do a Patreon episode recapping the episodes. That'll be good.
Yeah.
There's good TV. Thursdays have become like a hot night in television when they were virtually irrelevant before this.
I know, but also it's like, there's no days of the week right now, so can't they just be like giving us still no one has stepped up to the plate content wise.
Well, you know what's so funny?
It's been 3 weeks,
right,
and no one has stepped up to the plate.
3 weeks ago, you said, "I wish we could just get the Real Housewives of New York like to premiere now or premiere the whole season." And I think we thought like in 3 weeks like this would all be over, but now it's been 3 weeks and Rihoni's already premiering, and it's like we're not even close to being out of this.
No, I didn't think it would be over, but like. What have I been doing for the last 3 weeks? I've watched like literal garbage. I've just watched like a pile of garbage like burning on my television. Yes, called Dinner for Schmucks.
Television.
And like I could have been watching Roni.
No, I know, it's so upsetting. Also, I was recently reading through our podcast reviews, which one should never do. It's really such a toxic. It's like Reddit, honestly. And someone literally left us a 1-star review because we say Rihoni instead of Roni.
Oh, I did see that.
Can you believe like someone would go out of their way to leave a 1-star review? That's so mean.
I've seen like a few podcast reviews, like really negative ones, because people like are taking umbrage with us that we like Jax Taylor. Yeah, it's like a thing that I've seen from like more than one review that like the fact that we defend Jax, like we're horrible people.
Sorry, I know Jax. He's my friend and I like him a lot. You defend your friends.
I also like him on TV. Like, sorry.
Yeah, no, I've always liked him. It's called Growth. Look it up.
Okay, next story. Garten quarantines with a massive cocktail recipe.
Okay, before you dive in, Ina?
I don't know if you guys are realizing maybe this week, but like I don't pronounce anything correctly.
Really?
Acetaminophen?
No, but that's like a difficult word. Everyone knows Ina Garten.
I pronounce everyone's names wrong on this show all the time, yes.
I don't associate you with being like a mispronouncer.
No, I'm a mispronouncer for damn sure.
Oh, I never thought of that, but I guess it might be true.
Well,
it's Ina Garten.
Yeah, because also even when like I know what someone's name is, like then sometimes I'm worried I'm getting it wrong. I just like get into my head too much, so then I just pronounce it phonetically.
Yeah, Ina.
Ina Garten.
Ina.
The Food Network star posted a video on how to make a massive cocktail that is perfect for those quarantined amid the coronavirus pandemic. Quote, "During these stressful times, it's really important to keep traditions alive," she said in the video. "My favorite tradition is the cocktail hour. So I'm going to make you my favorite Cosmopolitan, and you probably have all the ingredients right in your house."
She's such a Carrie Bradshaw.
She used an entire bottle of vodka mixed with a large amount of Cointreau, probably spelling that wrong too, cranberry juice cocktail, fresh lime juice, which she then mixed in a gigantic shaker before pouring into a larger-than-life martini glass. Honestly, the whole video is iconic. Like, the fact that, you don't even think about people like Ina Garten quarantined.
To me, she's not quarantined.
But it's like, did she leave her house before quarantine even?
Or did she have that big martini glass just in the house?
She always, like, even on her show.
She doesn't leave the Hamptons.
The clips that I've seen, like, she has the garden. She lives in a garden. Like... She doesn't need for anything.
Sometimes her and Jeffree go out to the farmer's market or, to get some wine, some good cheeses, some provolone. They do leave the house. They go to the local shops.
I feel like she has like cows on her estate and she can make her own cheese and her own provolone.
No, you know what? I don't know if the house that they show on Barefoot Contessa is her actual show, but it's not really a estate. It's just like a nice Hamptons beach house.
Yeah, I feel like she's very self-sufficient,
She is.
She probably makes her own toilet paper.
From farm to table. Yeah, like her entire, what's the word? Like, that hotel we stayed at in LA, like totally sustainable.
Yes.
That's her house.
Yeah, she like has a coop. I feel like
she makes her own compost.
Really, like people now, like who live on a farm right now and have like a chicken coop and can make their own eggs. Like, no, but they're really the best suited for this quarantine.
Yeah, sustainable.
Completely.
And Ina Garten she's definitely a sustainable queen. Yeah, she definitely takes her own urine and like uses it
to sterilize. Yeah. For sure. For sure.
And she takes Jeffree's too.
And it's like we're judging now, but when the grocery stores run out and we're wanting to hit up that chicken coop.
Yeah, no, and she's like sewing together like her quilts to make toilet paper.
Who will be laughing then?
Me still, but yeah. Oh, man, that's so funny. Jeffree. Classic Jeffree, you know?
I mean, Jeffree's the one who's really living large. She does all the work.
By the way, no, Jeffree's like a really prestigious professor at Yale.
Okay, like, so he's teaching classes over Zoom right now. She's doing all the work.
No, she's probably like bringing him baked goods while he's on Zoom, like waving to the kids.
Right, because he's living the life of Riley and she's doing all the work.
No, I mean, literally, I was actually thinking the other day, like being Ina Garten's like niece. Remember that girl Phoebe who used to like come on the show and like be her niece?
No, because I don't really watch her. Like, I don't watch Food Network.
Well, she's not really on the Food Network anymore. Like, her life is also really confusing. Like, she's so rich, but like, how? I feel like she was rich before because she had like a very popular show on Food Network, but I think that's it.
But like, it was all like, and her show was always about like her being rich and fancy.
Right. So it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
But then it's like most Food Network people, like they go into restaurants, Bobby Flay, Guy Fieri. Like
they don't stop working.
They don't stop. They have a million different shows. And like to her, she had Barefoot Contessa. I don't even know if they make new episodes anymore because I haven't watched a Food Network in a minute. And by the way, the Food Network, I actually thought about the other day, their strategy has went like from Giada De Laurentiis and like Rachel Ray, like cooking shows to like only competition shows. Like guys, groceries games, worst cooks in America. And it's annoying. I used to love like the Giada vibe, you know?
Maybe I should watch some Food Network now that I'm a chef. Like, maybe I'll get inspired.
Speaking of chef.
Oh my God, did you bring me bolognese?
I didn't because, like, I wanted the leftovers for myself, but I will make it for you. It is, I couldn't believe it. And not gonna lie, I didn't look up a recipe. Ben's mom makes the best bolognese, and I always ask her what's in it, and, like, she tells me, but I forget. So I went to the grocery store yesterday, and I tried to remember what she said was in it. Like, shallot, tomato paste, and I don't understand the difference between canned tomatoes and tomato paste.
Oh, they're really different. I discovered when I was doing my chili
agent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just really eyeballed it, and I was shook that it was actually delicious. Ben said it was so good. So and now I'm 4 days in a row cooking dinner.
Nice.
And I loved it. And I actually was saying to Ben last night, as much as I hate quarantine, I'm actually getting into some really good habits that I probably never would have gotten into, like having a full kitchen full of like produce, snacks, like it's so fulfilling. Like before that, if I was hungry, I had to order something.
No, I know.
And I order dinner every single night, but now it's like I take time. I'm off my phone for like 2 hours. I start making dinner at 6. Me and Ben eat at 7. Like we do the dishes, like, and then we get into bed, we eat a popsicle and we watch a movie. Like that is something I hope to take out of quarantine.
No, quarantine, like in the words of Alphabum, I have been changed for good. Like now I see it, I want it, I'm hungry, I make it.
No, totally.
It used to be like I see it, I want it, I'm hungry, I order it. Like I literally used to order, and I didn't even realize how ridiculous it was
At least
until
twice
now.
a day.
No. I used to order avocado toast like for breakfast.
Oh, that's crazy.
On the weekends.
Yeah.
When like now I make avocado toast and it's like I used to wait 40 minutes for someone to show up with a soggy avocado toast.
No, now I have cereal in my house. And you know what I didn't even have before quarantine? Bowls.
Oh, you wouldn't imagine the things that I had like 4 bowls that were like getting me through my life.
Yeah, like,
but now
like soup cereal
now
bowls?
I've ordered bowls of all sizes. I have big bowls, little bowls, salad bowls. I have tiny bowls for all my ingredients so that when I cook, I can just start tossing them in.
That's cute. Yeah, no, I had to order bowls on Amazon because I was eating cereal out of Tupperware.
I wonder if we got the same bowls. Okay, that's sickening.
Yeah, I know.
I also had to buy Tupperware.
Me too.
Now I have all these leftovers.
But you know what? They sell Tupperware at the grocery store.
Okay, so I ordered some Tupperware on Amazon, and then yesterday I was at Whole Foods and I bought some Tupperware.
Yeah, no, I'm just really becoming so domesticated. And even if after all this, like I don't cook again, I would like to have a full fridge. And I used to do grocery orders once a week for just drinks and like wheat thins. Like I want to have like apples. Like I love opening my fridge. And even though my fridge smells so bad, and that's part of the reason I never kept food in my fridge before, I hate the smell of a fridge. Like with all like the ingredients just like in your nose.
It's sick.
It's sick. And so that is something I have to deal with now every time I open the fridge. Like my apartment's smelling like a meat locker, but it's a small price to pay for just being so well fed.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. Like, definitely, I used to worry about like how I was going to feed my children one day. Like,
Jackie, I think about that all the time.
Like, what was I going to make them for dinner? Not once, but like every single night. And you have to switch it up because like kids, they need diversity. Like,
yes.
Now I feel much better. Last night I made a grilled cheese that I only burned one side.
Wow.
It was actually pretty good. I think also the bread is very burnable. It's the Cheesecake Factory bread. It was the last loaf in the store. Yeah, you know, they're like signature brown bread.
No.
Well, they sell a loaf of it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie, I used to think about that all the time too, like how I would cook for my kids. And when we were growing up, we were on like a schedule. Like Monday night was like barbecue, Tuesday tacos, Wednesday spaghetti and meatballs, Thursday fish, Friday Shabbat. And that's 5 different meals. And now I think I'm at here are my go-tos. Like I can make a mean schnitzel, which kids love schnitzel.
Oh, I need to get there.
A mean chicken stir fry, which is nice and healthy with some rice. I make rice as a side dish every night.
I've never made rice.
Oh my God, you have to get the minute white rice.
I've heard great things.
So good. Okay, so schnitzel, chicken stir fry. I can make now a spaghetti bolognese. And now that I can do that, I could do like pasta noodles, butter. Like I could do a carbohydrate of sorts. Tacos I can do now. And now I need to come up with a 5th one. I think it should be like a steak.
Interesting. Okay, here's what I can do. I can do grilled chicken now.
Easy.
I can do salmon.
Ooh.
Great for the kids.
Great for the kids.
I actually said great for the kids.
Oh, I thought you said great for the kids.
The kids are not going to be...
We hated Thursday night fish.
The kids are not going to be happy on Tuesday night.
No.
I'll tell you that. Wednesday, I get chili. My kids are going to be eating good chili. Thursday, I'm sorry, we're having pasta. Like, mommy's got to sleep.
It has to be done.
And then Friday, I need to learn how to make like a fancy
roast
dish.
Chicken.
A fancy dish.
Honestly, I need to learn how to make like a nice roast. We call it in our house cassoulet, but that's not what it's called. That's the name of the pot that we cook it in. So I don't know why we call it that.
Oh my God, that's what I need to learn next, a cassoulet. But where am I going to get a big bird during this teen? If only I lived on a farm, Chemin.
Oh, totally.
But then Zach would have to like kosherly shecht them.
Yeah, or you could have an in-house shecht.
Now that's luxury, y'all.
Truly. Before we dive into the rest of the stories, I would just like to point out like that both Jackie and I, but I was really just talking about myself, like I've been talking left, right, and center.
I mean, I've been talking like left and right a little bit.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm starting to like act and talk like the kids on TikTok because they all have like such cool, and they're all like in their houses in sweatpants, like wearing dainty jewelry and just like looking fine as hell.
Yeah, they're all wearing like little gold hoops.
Yeah, and that's what I need. And so now that Missouri sponsors the show, I'm like really turning into like a full-blown TikToker. I know my motives are weird here, but just stay with me. Okay. Missouri makes fine jewelry for every day without the 10 times markups. They are fairly priced, handcrafted, and ethically sourced jewelry. They're made to last. That means no more green fingers or jewelry that oxidizes on your skin. They are 14-karat solid gold staples that don't wear out or scratch easily. They also come in sterling silver, pearls, diamonds, and even wedding bands for you or your man or your woman or your significant other. And for the men in your life, in case you lost your, Ben loses his, I didn't even realize this is actually a good idea. Ben loses his wedding band like once every 3 months. So the next time he loses it, I'll send him to Missouri because it's so frustrating. One time he actually dropped it in the subway because he's always playing with it, like when he's just waiting. Missouri is also now working from home. You can book a digital one-on-one appointment where you live chat with the stylist, get answers to all your burning questions. How do I style this? Can I mix metals? What's my size? And so much more. Head to Missouri.com/toast or use the code TOAST at checkout for 10% off your first order. That's MEJURI.com/toast for 10% off your first order. Again, code TOAST at Missouri.com. Look like the TikToker of your dreams.
Love it. Okay, next story. John Mayer. Okay, this headline's misleading, but we're going to take what we can get, okay? John Mayer breaks his silence about Jessica Simpson.
I love her.
Simpson's Bombshell memoir.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. The 42-year-old artist appeared virtually on Watch What Happens Live on Wednesday night to chat with his good friend Andy Cohen. During the interview, Mayer addressed the book for the first time during a game of Never Have I Ever. In her memoir, Jessica Simpson made claims about her romance with John Mayer, including that he was obsessed with her sexually and emotionally. Addressing the memoir, John Mayer said, "I've heard about it. I've heard some bits. But as Pee Wee Herman says in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, before the movie of his life is about to play out at the end, he's not watching the movie, and the reason he's not watching the movie," he says, quote, "I don't have to watch it, Dottie. I lived it." And I think that's prescient here. So he's not saying
what a lame answer.
He's not saying anything other than that he's not saying anything. Is what he's saying, that he's not saying anything.
Right, he pretty much pleaded the fifth, but like in different words.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like he must have not read the book, because I feel like if he did, he would have a lot to say.
Yeah, and he's been open about that stuff before, and he's actually not like closed off about all his relationships. Whenever he's asked, he answers, but most people don't ask him, just Andy does. So whenever he's on Watch What Happens Live is when we get the good stuff.
Yeah, but now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like Andy didn't read the book either, because that's not the question you would have asked if you read the book, because the
what would you have asked?
Oh my God. Jesus. Wow. Okay. Where would I start? I don't know. Shoot. Okay. I don't know.
Shoot.
So there's so many questions. Like I would just want to talk about like specific incidents where like he was just being a little out of control. Like when he was trying to get Jessica to sing with him, even though that was something that she did with Nick Lachey, and that was like very intimate between the two of them, and she kind of like had a breakdown.
That seems traumatic.
No, but like it wasn't right. Or like when she took up photography to like try and impress him, and like she dyed her hair brown, and then they went to the Met Gala together. Like I would just.
Okay, they went to the Met Gala together. I'm sorry, I need to look up a photo.
No,
Give me a minute.
the photos are iconic.
Are they? Oh my god, how did I not know this?
They are, and I just feel like the part where he was obsessed with her sexually and emotionally, like, just doesn't even scratch the surface.
Oh my god, hold on, give me a minute. John Mayer Met Gala. Oh my god, shook her tits. Oh my god, she did dye her hair brown. Oh my god, they're so cute.
Yeah, and like now when you look back on those photos, you can see how like she was really trying to like be the girl that she thought that he wanted. Like this artistic person. She used to like go to his shows and like take photos, like photographs with a camera.
It's so funny how like the Met Gala red carpet. It's not really a thing back then. There's no real red carpet photos of them. They're like walking.
Well, I don't know that they did the carpet together, but they definitely walked separately.
Her tits are amazing.
Yeah.
I kind of like her with brown hair.
I know.
Wow, I know. What an iconic moment. I'll post the pictures on our Instagram later.
So basically, like someone asked him a question about Jessica Simpson's book, and he spoke words, but they weren't an answer.
Cool. I love when people speak words that don't answer my question. It's actually the most frustrating thing ever.
Right.
And that's like a celebrity trait, like is to literally speak so many words without ever answering the direct question.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
It is frustrating, but we'll take what we can get during these corona times. Have you watched any of these at-home late-night shows?
No. I literally haven't turned on cable. I've been on my Fire Stick since the quarantine started. I went off for Vanderpump Rules, and I'll probably go back to cable input 3 tonight for Real Housewives of New York premiere and Keeping Up with the Kardashians episode. But for the rest of the weekend, I'll be back on HDMI 1 for my Amazon Fire Stick.
I feel that.
Have you?
I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
No, have you watched any of the late night shows?
Oh, no.
I'm like not interested. I'm barely interested when they're high tech and, Studio 8H. And now that they're just in my living room, honestly, the toast is better quality than half the shit being put on TV right now. So I'm good.
Yeah, but also it is cool that they can pretty much get like any celebrity to go on their show. But it's funny that Andy still just talks to like
John Mayer, Kelly Ripa.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next up, Kristen Bell says she was told she wasn't pretty enough early in her career.
That's so weird.
In a recent interview with Vanity Fair, Kristen Bell offered a timeline of her career, revealing that in its early days, she was criticized for her looks. Quote, I would get feedback from an audition. Well, you're not pretty enough to play the pretty girl, but you're not quirky enough or weird enough to play the weird girl, she said of her beginning in show business. She didn't know exactly what to think of such comments. I was like, okay, so does that just mean I can't be an actor? What does that mean? That's what I was getting feedback on in every single audition.
That's so weird because
what do you consider her as?
My first memory of Kristen Bell was her being the voice of Gossip Girl. And to me, like, you have to be the coolest, most beautiful woman to, like, be the voice of Gossip Girl. So I've always regarded her as, like, this very, like, and by the way, she's beautiful. So I don't know how you could say she's not pretty enough to be the main star because there are people who've been in movies who are uglier than her. So I just, this makes no sense to me. And I've always regarded her in my mind as, like, a very cool person because she was the voice of Gossip Girl.
Yeah, I'm trying to, before she was the voice of Gossip Girl, though, I knew who she was. So I'm trying, she was Veronica Mars.
Oh, yeah. So, by the way, you can carry a TV show. You can carry a romantic comedy.
Yeah. And then she really started to, like, pop off. And I think that's just because people loved her. And so at a certain point, you don't need to, like, convince some person that people like you when people already like you.
I told you I've been watching so many movies on Disney+. Last night I watched Cheaper by the Dozen, which is such a good movie. Like, I remember loving it as a kid, but it really holds up, like, as an adult. And do you know Dax Shepard is in it?
Oh my God, your favorite person. Who does he play?
He has a very small role. Like at the end when the mom finally comes back from the book tour and like the whole family's falling apart. And she's like, listen, we will get everything together, but Oprah wants me to come on. Oprah is coming. So they clean the house and Oprah's set, the tech people come and all the kids are fighting. And they're like, this is supposed to be one big happy family? This is not right. We're calling Oprah. That was Dax Shepard. He was the cameraman.
Got it.
Yeah, really, really good movie.
Actually, in watching all these old movies that we're choosing, it is interesting to see like people who are really big stars now, like them in their smaller beginnings, like Octavia Spencer in Dinner for Schmucks.
Yes, I totally agree. I love seeing like random people who I didn't even remember were in movies.
Yeah.
Or like Allison Stoner, Cheaper by the Dozen.
Oh, but how could you forget?
So we'll assign Toast Movie of the Day, but I've actually been watching stuff I'm really enjoying, and I'll just recommend, like, for fun. I definitely recommend The Pacifier, and I definitely recommend Cheaper by the Dozen. Like, movies that really meant a lot to me as a kid and definitely held up as an adult.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, our fifth and final story is a little bit of good people working together news because the Patriots plane, the Patriots of New England.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Their team plane is bringing 1.2 million masks to the United States from China.
Wow.
So they are using the Patriots plane because there was this whole deal between the governor of Massachusetts to get these masks into Massachusetts, but they didn't have a way of getting them there. Long story short, the Patriots logo plane went and got them, and like the pictures are actually really crazy of all these workers in hazmat suits loading up millions of masks onto this Patriots plane.
That is so fabulous. Wow, I'm telling you, this is exactly what Dr. Burke said. One of the things that has been so wonderful to see is both the Democrats, the Republicans, and the private sector coming together to just help. And I love to see this. I love businessmen, just getting involved.
Yeah. I love to see this. Just
love to see it.
And it really does make you think. It's like kind of like be strong. I feel like Bethany's setting the precedent here. It's like we need all these materials, yes, and it's great when people donate them, but how do we get them across the world?
When you read this, I thought you were going to say something about Bethany because this is very much like the be strong method.
Yeah, of just like using the planes in the hangars to get the masks.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love it. I love to see it. Thanks to everyone who's been stepping up. If I did have a plane, I would definitely hook it up. Also, Bethany, I told you, like everything that happens for Be Strong happens on Twitter, and she literally tweeted out last night, and I didn't check to see what happened. She said, I need 2 celebrities to donate $250,000 each, and I wonder if anyone responded to her.
Did she say what it was for?
Yeah, you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Her Twitter is like literally a breeding ground of charitable philanthropy. Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. I want to know what it was for.
Let me tell you. Bethany Frankel, she said, I need 3 celebrities to accept my challenge to donate $250,000 to Be Strong to supply 15 to 20 hospitals each with life-saving equipment. You have all asked how to help. Ask the people who inspire you to jump in and be part of the challenge.
Wow.
Or be part of the change. No one responded to her.
Love it.
No, don't love that, but very sad. Okay.
No, I mean, or maybe people responded privately. They want to be an anonymous donor. Or Ted Danson. Maybe it was Ted Danson.
That's the anonymous wing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump. Do we have any other stories before we jump out?
No, we do not, y'all.
So we're going to jump into our TV recap. We'll recap Pump Rules because we didn't recap it on Tuesday. And we are going to recap our Toast Movie of the Day, which was Dinner for Shmucks. And we're going to assign our Toast Movie of the weekend.
We're not going to recap that movie. We're going to
tear it apart.
We're going to tear it apart limb from limb.
And our TV recap segment is brought to you by HelloFresh. HelloFresh's recipes are so delicious. Get mouthwatering seasonal recipes and pre-measured ingredients delivered right to your door with HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. They make cooking at home fun, easy, and affordable. And during the quarantine, I feel like there's nothing better than, or nothing more pertinent to the situation than having prepackaged meals at your house. Like, I have so many, and to be honest, they're so much easier than preparing like a million side dishes. It's too hard. Like, the way HelloFresh prepares it is fabulous.
It's fabulous. It's what got me my foray into learning how to cook. Like, when the quarantine started, I was like using all my prepackaged HelloFresh meal kits. Like, they were everything of the sort. I was making like these gourmet cuisines for Zach and like pretending like Mrs. Doubtfire style that that it was from scratch. But he didn't know the difference because HelloFresh ingredients are just of that quality.
And there's something for everyone, including low-calorie meals, vegetarian meals, which is what Jackie got, and family-friendly recipes every week. So when we have kids, we actually don't need to learn. We could just get the family-friendly HelloFresh recipes.
That's true.
They have more 5-star recipes than any other meal kit, so you know you're getting something delicious. They cut out stressful meal planning and prepping so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in just about 30 minutes or even 20 minutes with some of their quick recipe options. The average trip to the grocery store takes 41 minutes. HelloFresh's pre-portioned ingredients means there's less prep for you and less food waste. Their packaging that they use to ship your food is almost entirely made from recyclable and or recycled content. Their carbon footprint is 25% lower than store-bought grocery-made meals. You can add extra meals or lunches to your weekly order, throw in sides or desserts like garlic bread or cookie dough. You can easily change your delivery day for food preferences or skip a week if you're going out of town or something. Go to HelloFresh.com/toast and use the code TOAST for TOAST10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping. Now is the perfect time to sign up for HelloFresh if you've been wanting to. The link is HelloFresh.com/toast10. That's TOAST10. And use the code TOAST10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping. Thank you, HelloFresh.
Sign on, eat well. Okay.
All right, let's go into Pump Rules.
Okay,
I watched it like 3 days ago, so I don't fully remember, but my notes were... My notes were as such. When Katie called Raquel to invite her to the wine night, and she didn't even have her number, and she was literally so confused. That was so funny.
Yeah, that was so real. It really shows like that you know, they're trying to bring the two shows together.
Yeah.
And we're just seeing, like, the growing pains of that. I can't believe they didn't even have each other's numbers. That just goes to show, like, how much they really don't even know each other.
And, like, really even shows, like, how much more kind of fucked up it was that they didn't invite Kristen.
Oh, it was beyond
You're
fucked
inviting
up.
some girl, you don't even have her phone number.
No, it was, like, so fucked up because it's not only, like, hey, I don't want to hang out with you, but it's, like, I want you off my show as well.
Yeah, and I definitely think some of the scenes in Pump Rules are a little staged, but when Sheena called Kristen to be like, I don't want you to see on social media, like, Katie's having a wine night, like, she really didn't know.
Yeah.
That was really sad to watch.
And when she heard that, like, Danica, Charlie, Raquel, like, that was shocking. Like, it was honestly so beyond strange. And I think, and Brian Moylan, like, mentions this in his recap, like, it was honestly so cruel of Katie to do that. So that when later on in the episode, when she's, like, crying over other injustices in the world, and it's like, you can't even serve up justice in your own backyard.
Yeah, Brian Moylan's, like, I think they're always fabulous, but this happened to be a really good episode of Pump Rules, and I was not in the mood to watch it. Like, when it came on, I was just like, I'm in my Fire Stick mode. I'm not in the mood for Pump Rules. And the episodes have not been good, but I thought this was a fabulous episode.
I thought so, too. And, like, honestly, coming up out of the ashes is Raquel Levis.
Oh, 1,000%. We'll get to that in a minute because
Okay.
I totally agree. She was the hero of the episode.
She, like, and every episode she's just getting stronger and stronger, and, like, she's still like that doe-eyed, like, little girl, but
there's more than meets the eye.
There's a little something to root for now.
Yeah. When Sandoval was like so fucking ready to TP the house, and Schwartz was like, I'm not gonna go, and Max is just like a weenie, he does whatever he's told. Like, Sandoval was just like so amped up, he's obsessed with Jax, like obsessed with, he was like a little too excited. It was weird. Like, it's one thing to prank your friend, but like I felt like he had weird intentions.
No, it was so weird. He's so extra about, like, his friendship with Jax, and I feel like it's, for Jax, it must be so annoying that when, like, the cameras are rolling and it's Jax's birthday and he's getting a samurai sword with Randy's signature and, like, TPing his house and going so hard, and then, like, off the show they're barely friends. Jax is, like, now 40 years old. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, by the way, that's
and
so
by
true.
the way, like, a birthday present isn't TPing someone's house. And I'm sorry, but that episode just did not age well in this time of corona crisis.
Of course.
And there's a toilet paper shortage and it's all in Jax's trees.
Yeah. No,
how wasteful.
Yeah.
You might be saying, Euphigenia, that's wasteful.
And if they were better friends,
only
like,
Patreon members will know.
If they were better friends, I think that the prank would have been like better received, but it's like, you're barely like even, he almost weren't invited to his wedding. Like, what are you doing? And he was just so like hopped up to do it, and Tom Schwartz wasn't going, so he still went, even though Tom Schwartz, who's like weirdly the moral compass of that group, he didn't go, and like Tom Sandoval didn't have the foresight to be like, maybe I shouldn't do this, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever. I think Jax like was obviously annoyed about it, but he didn't make it a big deal.
No, he didn't.
I
And
would've been
also,
mad.
like, I feel like when something is a prank, like, you get your prank done, and then when someone figures it out, you're like, yeah, I pranked you. You don't, like, have an airtight alibi lie. Are you ever going to tell them that it was you?
Yeah, no, it was like, or are they
gonna like wonder every day if someone else is gonna come and TP their house? Like,
because I'm sure they thought it could have been fans of the show.
Of course. So, like, at what point were they gonna tell them? Like, it's not a prank anymore. Like, now you're actually kind of just like vandalizing someone's house and lying about it.
Yeah, it was like an annoying prank for someone to do when you're really not good friends with the person. Like,
no, and also, like, or you could prank someone that you're just like an acquaintance of, like, okay, they're not that tight, fine, but like to do something that's only annoying, like, there's no redeeming quality about TPing someone's house. Like, it's only a big fucking mess. Like,
yeah.
No thanks.
Agreed. Next up, we had Brett filming his YouTube video with Sheena, and there were so many things I needed to say about it. One, he was talking about how he has so many subscribers and all the women who follow him, and like he's just been doing it for years, but he completely fails to mention that he dated Carly Bible, who's a huge YouTuber for a really long time, and that's why he has 500,000 subscribers, not because he's turning out premium workout content.
Oh my, I didn't know that.
Yeah, okay? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So he was like Carly Bible's boyfriend, and now has 500,000 subscribers. But he literally went on his YouTube, he gets like 25,000 views, and it makes no sense. But then when Sheena was like, how many subscribers do you have? He said 550,000. And as of Tuesday, when I watched the episode, he had 534. So either he lost subscribers or he lied.
No, yeah, he probably lost subscribers, or maybe he was at like 530,000, and you would just say 550,000. You would round up
On TV, I don't know if I would.
You would round up, hoping by the time it airs that you hit it.
Oh, that's true. Actually, that whole scene was so cringy. Like him calling Sheena middle-aged.
Oh my god! Like the YouTube video that absolutely nobody asked for. Like, what was the point of the video?
Unclear.
Ooh.
Did you just kick Theo?
No. I just grazed him.
Very unclear. Like, who the fuck would want to watch that?
Yeah.
And like her getting all bent out of shape because he called her a fuck girl, and like not being mad that he called her middle-aged 3 times. Like her priorities are so out of whack.
That like middle-aged thing was really funny.
You know, I thought it was funny too. Honestly, I thought that whole scene was like hysterical, but I didn't understand the point of it all.
No, me neither. They're just trying to make like Vanderpump Rules Part 2 like something of the sort.
Yeah. Okay, now let's get to the wine night where Raquel showed up looking so cute. Raquel's outfits have actually really been killing it. Like, she's really been stepping it up because she's not like a major part of the storyline yet, but I think her outfits are really speaking for themselves. And it was like when she was talking to Lala, like she was just really holding her own because Lala like always looks so fine. And honestly, like, and I know you're probably struggling with the same thing too because Lala was like so out of control.
You know what? I'm actually not struggling with it because like I don't feel torn at all. Like, I love Lala. She's my girl. She was completely wrong.
Completely wrong. So mean.
So mean, so dismissive, so belittling. Like, no one person is better than another person. And in that instance, I understand how, like, for the past few years, people have been saying, Lala, you think you're better than us? And I never thought that she's better than them. I just know that she is. But I never thought that, like, she was acting any type of way. But the way she spoke to Raquel, it was like speaking to a human being that was beneath her, not worth her time. And you know what? If that is the case, if she's not worth your time and she's beneath you, don't talk to her at all.
Yeah, and like, then stop like really being so invested in James.
And
like,
if you are a pit bull and she is a chihuahua, like, pick on someone your own size.
Yeah, it was so mean. Everything she was saying was so belittling, and they weren't even talking about like the argument they were having. They were just talking about how she needs to stay in her lane. And like Raquel very much stays in her lane. Like, she understands she's not a main character. She literally is just best friends with Charlie at SUR. She goes to her SUR shifts. She stays in her lane quite well.
Plenty.
But like Lala came for her, and she's just standing up for herself. That whole scene was so uncomfortable, and honestly, I was really disappointed that nobody like stepped in and like stood up for Raquel or just told Lala to stop. And like Stassi laughing in the corner and then like being in the interview like Lala is wrong. Like, speak up. Like, come on.
No, totally.
It was really sad to watch.
Ariana was making faces, but like it was really made even worse by the fact that everyone was standing around watching Lala bully Raquel, and no one said anything. Like, it was deeply uncomfortable. There's 10 people in the room. Like, just
intervene.
Say stop.
And then Charlie thought that Lala liked James, which I thought was an interesting take.
I thought that was hilarious. And you know I love Lala. So like, but she was acting like someone who wasn't over someone.
No, totally. That
like,
was
you don't go in on another girl's boyfriend unless like there's some
something
stuff
there.
I personally know that there's not, because like I know Lala in and out, I feel. But it was a funny analysis by Charlie.
And then the final part of the episode was after Jax's birthday. They went back to Sandoval and Ariana's house. And like, honestly, I love Jax, but he's like a little annoying poking fun at their house. Like, he's hosting your after party. Like, don't make fun of the furniture for having cat hair on it. Like, that's rude. If you're going to go into someone's house, like, don't be rude. I hate when people do that. But then the whole Randall organized prank happened.
Randall is really like the MVP right now.
I know. And by the way, I thought that he didn't drink, but he was taking shots at Jax's birthday.
Why did you think he doesn't drink?
I just thought that him and Lala didn't drink.
Oh, no, I assumed that he drank because she never said that was something that they were doing together.
Oh, okay. So they went to Sandoval and Ariana's. The police came to take Tom. It was really like they were high paid actors. Like, the props, it was all really good and really believable. But then obviously there was fallout after that because Sandoval didn't care. He thought it was hilarious, and that's the only person that matters.
And they totally got him back, and like that made it good. I felt,
and that made it okay.
Yeah,
but Katie and Ariana were all verklempt about it for different reasons. I think Katie was all upset because she was actually like freaked. She was the one who got caught the most. Like, she was honestly more shook about him getting arrested than Sandoval was.
Yeah.
Like, she was just like really, she was the one who got pranked. And then when it turned out to be fake, I don't know why she got so upset, but she was like tagging along to Ariana's thinking when Ariana was saying like, so many people have negative associations with the police. Like, why would you do that in this climate? It's kind of tone deaf. And like, I would hear her and respect that because like, that makes no sense. Like, the people like culturally who have a negative association and negative experience with police is typically black people, and Ariana's not black, and nobody in that house was black. Like, I didn't understand who she was speaking for because she wasn't speaking for herself.
Right.
It made no sense, and I understood what she meant. Like yes,
yeah, no,
hypothetically,
and also maybe she was like saying like, we're on a TV show, like this is tone deaf, like people maybe if it was just like friends hanging out and we did a fake arrest, like everyone would be laughing, but like maybe it was she was kind of zooming out on like what this looks like.
Yeah, I just think she's like a little too woke for her own good, you know? Like, it was a harmless prank.
Yeah. I thought it was.
Oh, and then Tom Schwartz exploded. My God. That was so random.
Was so disturbing.
They've been so quiet for so long.
Oh my God. Like, the way he was talking to her, and it was almost as if he was like blackout drunk, like dark passenger.
Tequila Katie.
Yeah, just like saying stuff, but then, and no one could stop him. Like, Tom Sandoval was trying to like physically restrain him from no longer talking. Like, and then Katie just like walking around in her dress, like not knowing what to do with herself and like not wanting him to, like, I was deeply uncomfortable.
I don't know how you come back from that, because to be honest, like, Tom and Katie have been through a lot of shit and they've gotten past it all, but to me this is like the worst. Like, not only are you saying the most vile things to me, you're saying them in public in front of people on camera. Like, to me that's grounds for divorce.
Yeah, and she was saying the last time that this happened was when they were in Mexico, and when they had that argument, like, even though Tom Schwartz was being mean, I was kind of on his side.
Same, I was on his side, and they weren't drunk.
Yeah, and I don't really remember like what the lead up to it was, but like
when they flashed back to that scene, I agreed that it wasn't the same.
Yeah, and it was like, this is so much worse.
Yeah, it was horrifying to watch, and I wonder what happens next. I accidentally didn't record the next week preview.
Oh, next week preview. Oh, there's a lot of drama with Stassi and Beau, like her wanting him to propose and like tearing up because he's like not proposing yet, but like
we know that he is.
Yeah, that's always like the worst stage in your relationship, when you're waiting for your partner to propose, and it's like you're either about to get married or about to break up.
Yep, so true. Okay, dinner for schmucks.
Ugh.
Okay, like, I don't even know where to begin, but I think what's most important is to begin that it's worth noting that one of Paul Rudd's co-workers from the 7th floor is Berger from Sex and the City.
I couldn't figure out where he was from.
Yes, it's all I could think about. And he wasn't even like in the movie at all, except the beginning and the end, but he's Berger.
And Berger is so not a big wig like that.
No, oh my God. By the way, he wasn't convincing that he would be like 9th floor material at all.
Oh my God, I could not figure it out.
Okay, and also Paul Rudd's assistant, who's Hazel from 30 Rock. She's my favorite actress on planet Earth.
She is so funny.
She's like, think of yourself. She's iconic.
Okay, and that's where the compliments end.
Yep, literally that's it. Except also one more compliment. His apartment was sickening.
Yeah,
where did they live?
I don't know. It must have been like LA because she was going to San Francisco, so it couldn't have been so far.
It was a fabulous apartment.
Yeah. Oh my God. I turned it off last night after Amy Squirrel from Bad Teacher shows up in a blonde wig and is like, here's what, like, I couldn't. You go and you call the police and you get this woman restrained. Like, she was being an animal, like breaking everything in his apartment. I've said this before on the show. I can't stand movies where everything goes wrong, and just everything was going wrong at every single turn. And like, he was not doing anything to stop it.
And Paul Rudd, for the most part, was a good guy. Like, he was a nice guy. He had a good life. Like, he just wanted to be happy. He wasn't a bad guy. He didn't deserve all of, like, his life literally falling apart overnight. It was so frustrating to watch him, like, lose and lose and lose. Like, with the lunch and the dinner, like, he just kept losing.
He wasn't a bad guy.
He didn't deserve it.
Yeah, so he wanted to get promoted? Like, the Dinner for Idiots thing was like very mean.
Yeah, but Steve Carell didn't even care, which made no sense.
Yeah, and I thought maybe like at the end of it all, it would turn out that Steve Carell was like this master manipulator genius who did all this to me. Like, I don't know, because then someone messaged me, no, you need to watch it, and then you have to watch it again because then you'll like see it differently. So I was like, oh, it's Shutter Island. Like, it's turning everything on its head. I'm like, you could not pay me. There's not an amount of money in the world that you could pay me to watch this movie again. Like,
no, never.
It made me so angry.
And it was an hour and 40 minutes, and I swear to God, it was 6 hours.
Oh my God, it made me so angry.
And then Carell was just so dumb.
When Darla like showed up to the brunch and like was trying to get her proposed to, and Steve Carell was so dumb. Oh my God, I want to punch something. Like,
no, it was such a frustrating movie.
I'm feeling like I'm at the CVS checkout machine. Like,
yes.
I'm gonna punch something.
I had to keep stopping every 20 minutes. It was just, and you know what was so frustrating? It was called Dinner for Schmucks, and the whole movie was surrounded by the dinner, and literally an hour and 20 minutes in, we just got to the dinner. I was like, get to the fucking dinner.
And the dinner was really the best part. And you know what else was the best part of the movie? Like, was those little mice.
They were so cute.
Oh my God, when they were in the opening credits, when they were showing his craftsmanship, I could have watched an hour and 40 minutes of him taxidermying those mice.
Agreed.
They were so cute.
So cute. So cute.
Oh my God.
What a terrible fucking movie. And oh my God, I was mad about the time that it took out of my life. And you know, I have so much time. I have an abundance of time these days, and I'm still mad.
No, I don't got that kind of time.
Awful movie.
Oh my God. Awful, awful movie. Oh my God.
Like, and it's shocking to me when like megastars like Paul Rudd, comedic geniuses like Zach Galifianakis, Steve Carell can get into a room and make a bad movie.
No,
not only like not a good movie, a horrible movie.
An atrocious movie that like hasn't been roasted at the stakes, like, you know, like A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah,
you know?
It's literally, it's an affront to comedy, it's an affront to filmmaking, and it's an affront to the art of acting.
Ever since 2 days ago, Zach like is always curious what our toast movie of the day is, because he like might watch with me, and that's like a fun thing for us to do. And I said it was Dinner for Schmucks, and he was like, oh, have you seen that yet? And I was like, no. And I was like, have you? And he was like, yeah. And he was just like acting like it was a normal movie. But like, how do I
know?
I don't know. I finished it literally at like 11 o'clock this morning, and then I came in. So I'm going to have to go home and like see what he felt about the movie.
Yeah, like, did he know and not tell you? Because that would be fucked up.
Oh my God. Like, I feel like a cartoon character with steam coming out of my ears.
Yes.
Is how angry this movie made me.
So for this upcoming weekend, we've decided to do something different and choose something actually good. So because it's the weekend, we're not doing a show tomorrow. We're going to do the Netflix miniseries Unorthodox. I watched it over the weekend. I thought it was fabulous. I would love to hear Jackie's take on it, and a lot of people are now watching it. So it's on Netflix. It's a 4-episode miniseries called Unorthodox about a woman who flees the treacheries of Orthodox Judaism. Her name is Esty, and it's fabulous, and she moves to Berlin. So check it out. I think you guys will enjoy it. We'll recap it on Monday. A reminder for programming next week, we are going to be live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We are going to start doing shows every other day until further notice, until things slow down over here, because New York is becoming such a hotbed of disgust.
It's just every day we've been sort of analyzing like where the city's at, where we're at, if we can still come in and like be safe, and we're being extra safe. We don't want to not do shows at all. But we just want to be careful and limit our exposure. So this is the best solution for now. We'll take it just like we've been taking it now. We'll take it day by day.
We'll still be live at noon.
If things seem to get better, maybe we'll go back to 5 days a week. But there are a lot of people who are even calling for us to stay home completely.
Yeah, which we're not.
Which is not something that we feel that we need to do at this point, because we are being so painstakingly cautious about everything. But we do think that it can't hurt to limit the shows. We'll do longer shows on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We'll have more to talk about. And we'll see how that goes next week. So we are just taking this one day at a time. This is uncharted territory.
One day at a time.
Uncharted territory for all of us. So please bear with us while we figure this out. We love being a part of your day, and we want to continue to show up in the studio and be able to do that for you. So
bear with us.
Have patience.
Thank you guys for listening to The Morning Toast. Reminder to stay safe, stay inside this weekend. You know, do a Zoom happy hour if that's your thing. And thank you for listening to The Morning Toast, the millennial morning show where we go live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We will be live at noon next week as well. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places. So wherever you listen to podcasts, find us. The Morning Toast. Leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are, and how we use the correct pronunciation of Rahoney. We hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Bye. Stay healthy. Stay safe.